Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop, and then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
According to the apartment manager, the fire started in a woman's home who is wheelchair bound. She was treated for smoke inhalation at a local hospital. There were no other reports of injuries. The Red Cross is helping those families displaced by the fire.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop. Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 it's a fire. Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right. We're on lesson 4, page 13. Letter H. We got to get rolling. We're already behind. All the other world history classes are whooping us. So ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So we got to get moving. Before we move on to page 13, letter G, let's complete our daily activity. The date is 11/14/2012. The learning target for today, describe the positive and negative effects of the Black Death. You will not know that until we finish, but once we have finished lesson 4 here, you will be able to answer it. No current event, because we don't got time for it. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So we're talking about the Black Death and what kind of effect it had on Europe. It's going to kill a lot of people. And remember, in 1347, ships coming in from Sicily because of all the trading is going to bring strange cargo. Dead and dying sailors are going to have black swellings, and people are just going to start dying. People are going to go crazy. All right. Actually, we're on letter H. Trying to determine the number of people who died with any accuracy is difficult given the status of record keeping at the time. So not very good record keeping, so they can't really tell you exactly how many people died, but a lot died. However, historians do have some records at their disposal which shed some light on the numbers of people who met this awful fate. Off to the side before you move on, right off here to the side, I want you to name 3 other disasters that have happened that more than 1,000 people died in one day. And list it 1, 2, and 3. Let's talk a little. Pause. Chicka, pause. Because ain't nobody got time for that. You're tired of that, ain't you? Pause, get that done, then move on. So exactly how many people were dying because of the Black Death? Well, letter H, small letter A. In Avignon, which is in France, 400 people died daily. So every day, 400 people died, and that was in a 3-month time period. 36,000 out of a population of 50,000 died. A lot. So basically, think about Grand Island's approximately 50,000. 36,000 people died. In a single graveyard, received more than 11,000 corpses in 6 weeks. And in a 3-month period in 1349, 800 people died daily in Paris, 500 daily in Pisa, and 600 daily in Vienna. I didn't say pizza, I said Pisa. Letter I. Amid the accumulating death and fear of contagion, people died without being administered their last rites. Remember, that was one of the sacraments. People like to have the rites given to them so that they felt that they were going to go to heaven. But this wasn't even happening because of people were dying so fast and quickly. Such an act terrified other victims. In this age, there could be no worse fate. In letter I, there was a mistake. Please circle that mistake. J. Ultimately, it is believed that the Black Death was responsible for 25 million deaths, representing approximately 30% of the total population in Europe. Wow. It was not unheard of, or even particularly uncommon, for entire towns to cease to exist. Want you to define the word cease. Then at the very bottom of that page, I want you to tell me, how would you feel if the entire city of Lincoln no longer existed? Explain it to me. How would it make you feel? Maybe you don't care. I don't know. All right, turn the page to page 14. Let's see here. Europe after the plague. So a lot of this information here you could transfer over to your learning target. It's going to talk about the positive and the negative effects of the plague. Now, besides all of the destruction that had been wrought by the plague in the 14th century in Europe, 3 famines struck Europe just before and after the plague. To say the least, life in this century was very tough. So there were a lot of other things going on at this time as well. At the top of that page, do you think you could survive and explain? Do you think you could survive the Black Death? Some people locked themselves in a house and didn't do anything. Some people said, you know what, I'm probably going to die, so I'm just going to party it up. Hey. Well, do you think you would have survived? What would you have done? The declining population during the 14th century had several effects on social conditions in Europe. Many people touched by the plague moved away from medieval cities and towns to unaffected areas. So there were a lot of people moving, and then that was a negative impact. However, on the positive side, some landlords began to concentrate on improving the fertility of the soil. They didn't know where the diseases were coming from. They didn't know what was going on. So technology and a lot of things such as fertility of soil are going to be improved, which means less manpower, which ultimately is going to create less stressful work. Letter E. Because the plague and the famines had wiped out the labor force, the price of agricultural products increased. Because these products increased the price, the laborers that remained demanded higher wages to work, because before that, it was an issue on how much employers were going to pay the employees. Let's see here. Let's move on down to letter F. There's 2 F's there. The second letter F. They began raising sheep, and raising sheep was going to be good because it didn't require as many workers, and this allowed serfs to choose to buy their freedom from their feudal lord and pursue more lucrative industries in the cities. A couple things I want you to define. One, serfs, and the other, lucrative. Make sure you're pausing, make sure you're annotating. Remember, I got that new box of highlighters, so if you guys need some, just ask. All right, once you're done with all those things, page 15, the lesson 3 review. Number 1, bubonic plague. Just basically describe it to me in 3 sentences. What do you think are the 3 most important things about the bubonic plague? Question 2 to 3. In the medieval period, where did the rumors say the plague had started? What year? 3 to 4. In the mid-14th century, what were the largest cities in Europe? How big were they? This is all in your packet, and you should have annotated. So write down which ones were the biggest and what was the population there. Then go ahead and continue 5 and 6, and then 7 through 10. That was basically our learning target today, so you can either transfer your learning target over here or transfer this to your learning target, however you did it. But make sure you have positive and negative, otherwise you will not get it correct. Turn the page. Let's see here. Note summary. Want you to, you can cross out for the unit exam, I should know. The picture it, I want you to cross it out, don't worry about it. Note summary, cross it out, don't worry about it. That was, I'm nice. Don't even lie. You know I'm nice. All right, so we should basically be completely done with lesson 4 and be ready to move on to page 18, which is going to be one of our newsletter projects. Hold on a sec. Last thing I'm going to show you. This is hilarious.
Terrifying moments for a woman who woke up to a strange
Watch
man
this.
in
It's
bed
funny.
with her. The woman screamed. Her brother rushed in to help and tried to fight the offender off. That break-in happened early this morning in the 500 block of Webster Drive in Huntsville. WFF 48's Elizabeth Gemma caught up with the victim. Elizabeth, emotions were running high.
And Mark, the woman, the victim, tells us that a man broke into her house and tried to rape her. Her brother went in and he tried to help her out, but the man got away, leaving behind, though, evidence of his visit. Kelly Dodson was asleep with her little girl inside their apartment on Webster Drive when
I was attacked by some idiot from out here in the projects.
Dodson says her attacker used a garbage can to climb onto the unit's ledge, open the upstairs window, and then he got in bed with her.
He tried to rape me. He tried to pull my clothes off.
Dodson struggled with her attacker, knocking over items in her bedroom. Antoine Dodson heard his sister scream and ran to help.
Well, obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they're raping everybody out here.
The attacker got loose and went out the upstairs window, but he did leave something behind.
We got your T-shirt. You done left fingerprints and all. You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
A crime scene investigator photographed and dusted for prints on the lid of the garbage can and the window pane and ledge. Dodson says he's never seen the perp before, but sends this warning to whoever is responsible.
You don't have to come and confess that you did it. We're looking for you. We gonna find you. I'm letting you know now, so you can run and tell that, homeboy.
You can run and tell that, homeboy.